Well, as you can see, I love watching Cooking with Tittle, and I'm so glad you love watching too, because we've got a new email address. That's right. It's tittleInTheMiddle@live.com. So I do hope you will email your Tittle. I've got some great green things going on for this year and some healthy treats. Bon appetit, and let's eat each and every Thursday at 7 p.m. and Fridays at 2 p.m. right here on Channel 19. And now, back to the show. Hey. Tittles in the middle. Want to have some fun? Welcome to the LaDonna Tittle TV radio show. There is nothing wrong with your television. We have taken over your transmission. It's Tittle in the middle. LaDonna Tittle TV radio show. It's Tittle in the middle. It's Tittle in the middle. It's Tittle in the middle. LaDonna Tittle TV radio show. You've asked for it. Tittle's original chitlin stew. Hey, the girls want it all the way in Paris. The cowboys want it all the way in Chicago. And you know it's been known that a chitlin a day keeps the swine flu away. It's backed by popular demand. Tittle's chitlin stew, known to help kill the swine flu. You're cooking with Tittle. Bon appetit. Let's eat. And ciao bello, my mellow fellow. It's Tittle in the middle. It's Tittle in the middle. LaDonna Tittle TV radio show. It's Tittle in the middle. And what's good with your Tittle's original chitlin stew? A nice Chianti red wine. Or maybe some champagne. We've come a long way for this one. So as I say with our chitlin, anything or any kind of meat, pork, beef, you must have something that kind of digests real good. And I always make a good pot of my gourmet greens. I tell you, it goes with anything. And today, it's going perfectly with my chitlin stew. It's an original recipe. And I mean, I made these greens from the heart. You know, pork in, pork out. Okay? Of course, I hooked these gourmet greens up with my spinach, my mustards, my collards, and a little kale. And of course, my turkey butt and a nice ham hock. Lord have mercy. They're so good. I gotta get my fan. Ooh. I really spiced these up. Whoa. Well, of course, speaking of spices, we're gonna get to our chitlin stew. Yes, another kind of way to do our African-American delicacy. And of course, what I say, always cook a good pot of greens. Pasta's okay. A lot of people traditionally will have spaghetti and meatballs. But since we're trying to eat a little bit healthier when we're doing a decadent thing like enjoying some good traditional African-American delicacies such as chitlins, kind of lowers the high blood pressure mark, okay? And these are the greens with our turkey butt. Okay, enough of the greens. And of course our ham hock. And vegetables and spinach, mustards, collards, and turnips. That's what we got, turnip grates. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, let's get down to doing that chitlin stew. Bon appetit, let's eat. You're cooking with Tittle. Ooh, can't let the greens go. Mighty good. Okay, all right, we're ready. Oh, get a little ham hot meat in there. Mmm. Of course, we did a green show and you loved it, called up about it. It was going on. Chitlin stew, right next on the menu. Well, basically, our chitlin stew starts out the old-fashioned way. We get our chitlins, we clean them to perfection. We clean our hog maws, which are the chitlin jaws. I mean, the hog's jaws. Got chitlin on the brain, I tell you. And we basically boil our chitlins. The first boiled water you want to throw off. And then when you boil the chitlins again, filling the pot up with just so much water, you want to pour that water off, fill the pot up again with just so much water to cover the meat of the chitlin, and then boil again. Then when you boil this time, you want to add your ingredients. And of course, with our chitlin stew today, we are going to include a nice red onion, which always keeps that smell down, okay? So we're going to use that. We're going to use a nice white potato, and we're going to cut it in quarters so that it is like a stew. We're also going to use a sweet potato. Now, my advice to you is to boil the sweet potato first. When you boil the sweet potato first, because the sweet potato is so hard, you can peel the core of it off real easy for your chunks of sweet potato in your chitlin stew. So we've got our different colored peppers, our red peppers, our orange peppers, our yellow peppers. You know me, I love all those colors. And we've got some celery that we're gonna put into it. So you wanna cut all of this up into nice chunks. And by chunks, it's so easy. What I'm talking about is so simple. Because I know some of you say, what does she mean cut it up in chunks? With our potatoes, we're just gonna cut our potatoes like so. This is a hard potato. Okay, so you want to cut them in chunks, so like this and like that. And then you may want to cut them in half again so that they'll have that stew look, so that when they boil, they'll make a nice gravy. As I stated before, when I first came to mind of this chitlin stew combination, I had tried to do some chitlins the shortcut. Went to the store, got some pre-cleans, came home, boiled them, and I read the package. Yes, reading is important with these combinations of things. Read the package, and what did it say? Cornstarch. Well, who needs cornstarch when you got a pan full of fat? Being chitlins are very fattening. So I'm like, I can't take these to the family. So I said, but you know what? I like the fact that it looks like a stew. And so that's when I started coming up with my chitlin stew recipe. Taking pork to a whole new level, or I should say the chitlin. So we make our chitlin called sous-vide. So we're gonna cut our potatoes up in chunks. Now, since I've already got the chitlins boiling, I like to cook everything at the same time. So as I'm getting this together, I'm gonna add my potatoes right on into the pot. Ooh, and it looks so good in that pot. Then I am going to cut my sweet potato. And of course, once you boil your sweet potato, by the time your other pot is ready to add your sweet potato to it, it will be all nice and soft. I'm just gonna peel that sweet potato. And this, I guess you can't make chitlins more African American than what chitlins are, but this just puts some more stuff into it, you know? Okay, so we're gonna take our sweet potato, get rid of that, and we're gonna also cut our sweet potato in nice chunks, like so. This is so good. I couldn't believe how well it turned out. But then again, I'm a good cook, you know, so there you go. I'm supposed to make it turn out good, but you know, when you're experimenting, as I tell so many people do, be sure to just take a pencil and just write down your recipe, because sometimes I put so much good stuff in it, I can hardly remember. So we're gonna add our sweet potatoes, and we might as well finish this potato. Yes. In my chitlin gumbo, I have Auntie Mary's chitlin potato. I tell you, it was so good. I saved that potato so I could put it into my new pot. Okay, and don't forget, we got that red onion. Keeps that wow down, so we're gonna just cut our red onion also into nice chunks. And of course, with a red onion, it kind of just does its own thing in the pot, so you don't have to worry about it. Good African American delicacy here, our original chitlin stew from your Tittle's kitchen to you. Ooh, that onion is so fresh. I love a fresh onion. Nothing like fresh, 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 fresh. Okay, so we're gonna take our onion, and it really doesn't matter because the onion is just going to just melt away. It doesn't really matter how you cut it down, as long as you get the red onion in the chitlin pot, because it definitely keeps the wow down. Got some irregular chunks here, but that's the way we do it. So we're gonna get our onions in there. Okay, we're gonna get our green pepper going in there. And we're gonna cut all of this up into nice chunks. Okay? So it'll look like a stew. It is a stew. It's my original chitlin and hog maw stew. So we get our green peppers in there, and all of this is cooking at the same time. We get our red peppers going in there. And I think I kind of did my red peppers a little different. I kind of cut them like so. And then I cut them in half again. All right. So all of this is going into our chitlin stew. And what a good stew it's gonna be. And then we've got our red potato, which you can peel or not to peel. It's up to you. A lot of people think the skin is really good and healthy for you. Some potatoes I do like to peel, and because this is one of our nice ripened potatoes, I just thought I'd peel it. Yeah, so this is our red potato, and of course we're going to cut our red potato in chunks as well. So it's basically like making your beef stew or chicken stew. It's just, this is our chitlin stew. And of course, chitlins are good during the months of what? Ara. So we're cutting our potatoes in chunks because we got our stew here, and that's a good thing. So you want to just cut them like so, okay? So we're gonna add that in. And then we've got our celery going in. Celery is so healthy. No matter what you cook celery in, it is so healthy. So we're gonna cut our celery in chunks as well. We could just call this a chunky chitlin stew. And throw that in. And then we're going to add what I like to call my peas that you saw my fancy dancy can opener. Oh, yes, indeed. We're gonna drain our peas real good. Well, you might say, why drain the peas? Well, you know, cans of things have a lot of sodium, and some of us don't need all that sodium. So you can either do a fresh peas and fresh carrots if you like to add that to your stew. I'm allergic to carrots, so I don't use it. I love carrots. God, do I love carrots. But I kind of get a little spots on me. Of course, nothing goes with anything better than it goes with garlic. And I should say everything goes with garlic really good. So, you know, with the garlic, you want to put the pressure on it like so. Yeah. Get all of the essence of your garlic together. So, you know, I just cut up my garlic in there. So all in all, this chitlin stew will cook from about 4 to 5 hours. That's what you want to do. And because we're doing all the vegetables together, we want that essence to get in there together. And yes, caramelize and marry each other. And yes, it's chitlin stew time with Tittle. And of course, we've got our essence of Tittle here, which is pepper, Cajun pepper, garlic powder, more garlic powder, and basically your basic seasoning. So hey, we've got our chitlin stew pot going. You see how good it looks boiling? Oh, this is gonna be so good. You're gonna love it. And as we always say, bon appetit, let's eat. We're gonna do our chitlin stew, and it's coming up. Now, like I said, this meal takes from 4 to 5 hours to cook. If you really want those chitlins nice and tender, where you can cut them like a fork, or cut them with a fork. How about where you can cut them with a fork? You want to cook them for at least 4 to 5 hours. And those are the chitlins that you clean yourself that are in the little red bucket. You're cooking with Tittle. Bon appetit. Let's eat some chitlin stew coming up next. And you know what I say when you have friends over and you are cooking those chitlins. Here's something to keep their mind off of the smell. Yes, fortune cookies. And we have them in different colors now. Isn't that great? And it's the correct way to read fortune cookies that makes it so much fun. Yes, those good old Chinese fortune cookies are Chinese brothers and sisters. And you know, they have a chitlin delicacy in their delicacy, a little ethnic clan too. I forget the name of it, but yes, they do they do trite, I do believe. So when you're reading fortune cookies, the way to correctly read them is after every verse you say, in the bed. That's the only way to understand a fortune cookie. It says, others admire your caring qualities in the bed. Isn't that fun? I tell you, and they won't even think about those chitlins cooking or how they smell, okay? And of course, you know, we always use the white potato and red onion to keep that wow down. Nothing like it, I tell you. Correct way to read Chinese fortune cookies is after each verse, you say, in the bed. Then you'll understand what it means. This one says, you will advance socially without effort on your part. In the bed. So much fun. Of course, while you're having some good champagne, all the chitlins are getting done. Hey, you're cooking with Tittle. Bon appetit, let's eat some chitlin stew and chitlin gumbo. Ooh. In the bed. Oh, let's do another one. So we're doing our original chitlin stew. So after you get everything in the pot, you want to give it a nice stir. And it's okay to start it with a high fire and then bring it down to a nice simmer. I would do that probably in the second hour. And you'll watch all of these things start getting this nice gravy look. And once it gets that nice natural gravy look, no cornstarch. Cornstarch is used for thickening. But in this case, I left the cornstarch out because I wanted less calories. Okay, I'm fooling myself. This is a healthy, if you love chitlins, you're gonna love my chitlin stew. You ought to try it. As you can see in my pot, we've got everything going, the chitlins, the celery, the red onions to keep that wow down, and our can of peas. And like I said, you can do fresh peas if you like, or corn if you like. And that makes it so good. So 4 to 5 hours, nice and thick, and voila. Because we don't have but 30 minutes for Cooking with Tittle. Through the magic of television, we've got chitlin stew. and I think we'll have champagne. You're cooking with Tittle. Bon appetit. I can use that champagne now. Ooh, oh, let me see if I can get it on the first, ooh. Well, of course, we've got everything going. We've got our chilled glass. We've got our greens. Ooh, and we say, ha, opa. All right, we got a little Greek in there, but why not? Champagne and chitlins and hog maws. Ah, our champagne, chitlins, and hog maw dinner. And isn't that wonderful? Bon appetit. Let's eat. Ooh, I'm ready for that chitlin stew. Okay, presentation-wise, we're going to put it in a nice bowl, of course. Presentation makes all the reason why we do this. Nice hearty stew. And we've got that nice hearty color. We got the maws in there. And our gravy. That looks so good. Well, nothing like a big bowl of please, right? And of course, we are ready for our first chitlin stew. Doesn't that look good? You got your maws in there. And you know what? At first I was going to use this little bowl, but I'm like, forget that. Tittle, did you come here to eat or what? And we have our little side of hot sauce. Yes, my favorite Louisiana hot sauce. That goes with chitlins, okay? And of course, our nice bowl of greens. I don't do the pasta with the chitlins anymore. That's a lot of calories. Greens, yeah. The digestion makes it much more easier. So let's give it a taste. And you may want to even give it a little, kind of a little decoration here, maybe with a little chopped pepper along the side. Okay. And you know what I like to do? I like to put a little edge around the bowl. It looks so good. All right, check that out. Kind of neat. Now, is this gourmet or what? Bon appetit. Let's eat some chitlin stew. I think I'm going to try this dish. Now, you know this is balancing very well. Gotta blow it because it's really hot. This is so good. Wow. Oh, the broth from the chitlins is good. And you know what? If you want to spice it up a bit, because our greens are really spicy, you can take your little hog mog and do something that I do and kind of dip it in the hot sauce. Lord have mercy. Or either with our stew, you kind of add it right on in. And look at me just dribbling on down. Well, excuse me while I enjoy this meal. As one preacher from the pulpit says, he loves his chitlins. And eating them, he likes to do it in private. He don't want nobody to see him how he eat his chitlins. But this is a nice, delicate way to enjoy some chitlins and chitlin stew. And as we say, bon appetit, let's eat and enjoy your tittle for another interesting and unique African-American delicacy like chitlin and hog maw stew. Bon appetit. Let's eat. This is so good. Oh, yeah. Hey, chitlin gumbo next week. Check it out. Come here, you mog. Trying to run away from me. Now, of course, this year my cookbook will be out, and you know my chitlin stew is going to appear in there. That's one of them malls. And the sweet potato makes it have just a little hint of sweetness. Chitterling-Stu-Original. Chitlin'Stu, chitlin and hog maw stew. Join me next time for another original African-American delicacy like chitlin stew and chitlin gumbo. Coming up next. Bon appetit. Let's eat. You're cooking with Tittle. So good. There is nothing wrong with your television. We have taken over your transmission in the kitchen. You're cooking with Tittle on the LaDonna Tittle TV radio show. Your Tittle's in the middle, back in the chitlin mix. And you know what? I've learned a lot since we spoke last time about my favorite delicacy, chitlins and hog maws. I've learned that not only are they worldwide, but they're cooked in many different ways with different cultures. And of course, our culture, black folks' culture, we like to boil them, and we like to fry them, and we like to bake them, according to my sister Iris, who's coming up with the chitlin dressing. Yeah, that's coming soon to Cooking with Tittle. But first and foremost is my education of that African-American delicacy called chitlins and hog maws. Come to find out, eating at my favorite place in Chinatown, they're called pork intestines, and you can get them spicy too. And my favorite is spicy pork intestines. In Paris, I learned that they have chitlins andouille sausage. Wrapped in bacon, I bet you that's oh so good. There is a traditional saying that you can enjoy the pig from the rooter to the tooter, everything except the squeal. Well, thanks to modern day commercials, the pig is now squealing. They've got commercials all over the place with pigs talking to you, okay? Well, that other white meat can be enjoyed year-round thanks to modern-day refrigeration, not just during the months of October through April. You know, that feature the letter R. Those were the chitlin months. But now chitlins can be enjoyed year-round. And we've got some different flavors for you to try, like my chitlin stew that you just saw. And then we're going to do the chitlin gumbo. My sister Iris is going to do the chitlin dressing. And then I already did some tofu chitlins, in which we actually did chitlins with tofu. So yes, the real chitlin in the little red bucket now is in plastic bags. Okay? I like Aunt Bessie's chitlins. They're about the cleanest besides the little red bucket. They've even gotten cleaner thanks to modern day refrigeration. So enjoy your chitlins any way you want to. The French way, the Chinese way, or the African American way. Yeah, we like some chitlins in black families, you know it. And we like them boiled. Bon appetit, let's eat. You're cooking with Tittle. Join me next time for that chitlin gumbo. This is so good. Wow. You can take your little hog maw and do something that I do and kind of dip it in the sauce. Lord have mercy.